Hello, Christy. It's nice to see you today. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. I'm really glad that we can meet today to continue our meeting. Um, so before we start, I would like to review our confidentiality agreement. Everything we talk about in the session is gonna kept between you and me. Maybe it has to be reviewed by the professor for academic purposes, or if I have to disclose your information, or if you are in the risk of suicide. But other than that, your information will be very confidential. And I would like to review what we talked about in the last session. We went over your intake form to know about your background. And we also talk about your presenting problems, which are smoking habits and the inability to connect with people. We also discuss how these two issues affect your day-to-day functioning. I think that your two problems are correlated, as we discussed, because the smoking habit deteriorates your ability to build and sustain relationships with other people, especially with your family and friends. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in today's meeting, we are gonna see how you understand your problems and how the problems are experienced. I'll start to conceptualize your problems by using some assessment tools that we are gonna go over later. I'll use these tools to evaluate your problems and identify your strengths and uniqueness in this meeting. Do you have any questions?
No.
Great. In next sessions, we will prioritize one of your problems to work with. We will talk more about that in next sessions. Is that okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Just a second. And so today we will use the assessment tool that's called Tree of Life. I will introduce this assessment tool to you so you can understand the purposes and what it's about. So the Tree of Life is a visual metaphor in which a tree represents your life and the various elements that make it up, the past, present, and future. You can begin to discover how you are shaped by your past and reflect the kind of person you want to be moving forward. And in the next sessions, we will build the goals and strategies based on the tree of life. And the tree has, the tree has the roots, the ground, the trunk, the branches, the leaves, the fruits, the flower, the seeds, right? Each part of a tree stands for different. Like a trunk means that means your skills and values. What I'm gonna do is to ask you some questions so I can draw the tree on my computer when you talk about it. And I can send it to you later so you can visually see it.
That sounds great.
Good. Okay, then we'll start using this assessment tool. I will draw a tree on my screen, so I have to look at my screen when you talk about it. Is that okay?
Yep.
Thank you. The first element is the root. It means where you come from, or the roots. It can be your hometown, state, country, or the culture you grow up in, or the club or organization that shape your youth or a parent.
I was born in China, and all my families are also Chinese. I grew up in Calgary with my dad. Um, I grew up in a predominantly Asian culture, Chinese culture. Although I did grow up in Calgary, so there's a lot of Western culture that makes up who I am. The community that I grew up in was mostly Western as well. It was mainly Caucasians, and most of I would say my friends are. I have a lot of Chinese friends, and I have a lot of Caucasian friends too. So it's a mix of both.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my family life was definitely Chinese culture.
Yeah. What are some impact of the mix of culture in your life or your values?
Um, Growing up, there was a lot of internal conflict, I think, for me, for the two cultures that I grew up in, because at school and most of my friends that I'm surrounded by, um, it's Western culture, and I'm very much used to speaking in English, and I see my friends all have very Western foods. And then for me at home, it was like a lot of Chinese culture, and my parents would always give me Chinese food to bring to school. And back then, like, not a lot of people had the traditional kinds of Asian foods that they brought. And I felt like I was so different from my friends. Um, and then I also had to go to Chinese school growing up. So that was a lot of uh, Chinese culture there too. And we would celebrate all the Chinese traditions. And for me, I liked it, but at the same time, it just made me feel so different from the people that I go to school with and the friends I'm surrounded by, because they never understood all the stuff that I did. And there was just a lot of conflict there because I really wanted to fit in with my friends. Um, Although now I look back and I'm very thankful that my parents sent me to Chinese school, and that I am Chinese. I like being Chinese because I do enjoy the culture and the foods. Um, so looking back, I understood their point of view, my family's perspective, but growing up, it was just a lot of internal conflict there for myself.
When you say internal conflicts, do you mean like the internal thoughts or values or worldviews you have?
Mm, it was stuff that I kept inside. I never told my parents about it, and I never talked to friends about it. But it just felt like I was trying to fit in at the same time. My family was just so different. So it wasn't really values as much as it was just how I felt personally
Okay,
because of the things that surrounded me.
okay. Could you give some examples of that you feel differently from other people?
Um, just with the foods that we ate as kids, and then the stuff that we celebrated, because we never celebrated Thanksgiving, but then we celebrated Chinese New Year's and the Mid-Autumn Festival. um and then some of the stuff that we believed in, um like going to the temples and um Buddhism, I think. I'm an atheist now, but as a child, I followed whatever my parents did. Yeah. And then just with all the different stuff, when I talked to my friends about it as children, they never understood.
Okay. Oh, you felt very different and a little difficulty to fit in with many people around you because you have the conflict between the two cultures that you grew up in. Is that right?
Yeah, when I was a child. But
When
now, it's different now, but yeah.
oh, how is it different now?
After as I grew older, I kind of realized that um your perspective broadens. My perspective is a lot wider now, and I just realized that there's a lot of people with similar circumstances as myself, and I have more Chinese friends now as well. And I've just discovered that lots of people come from different cultures, and I'm actually very happy that I'm Chinese. I like celebrating these cultures now. I don't feel the need that I have to fit into um, I have to fit into a box with like what my previous friends, like growing up in that environment, it was different friends. And then now I just have different friends, and I've discovered that lots of people are different, and I don't have that need that I have to fit into anything anymore.
Oh, as I understand, you find out that there are many people who have very similar situation as you, and you become more confident that you don't need to fit in.
Hmm. Yes, yes, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's a strength of you. I think you're able to identify the similarities between you and other people, and you are willing to change your perspective to have some, different data and experiences. That's a strength, I think.
Hmm.
All right, thank you for telling me that. And then let me see. Oh, the next one is the ground. What are some things that you choose to do on a weekly basis? Like the things you have chosen to do for yourself, like say working out or studying.
Um, on a weekly basis, I go to work at a preschool. Um, I am studying, so I do my courses. I usually do grocery shopping. Um, I work a part-time job as well. Um, I do ballet once a week. Uh, I try to go jogging once a week, and I do hot yoga once a week. And then I try to hang out with friends once
Okay.
a week on a weekend. Yeah.
Wow, sounds really organized. You,
I like routine. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. I see that you put your schedule in like in a what is it, a very organized way. Like how many times you do these things a week, right? Mm. How do you feel about this, doing these things? Like, what are the impacts?
Um, it's really good. I like to keep busy, so I really like that I really like routine, and I really like going out and doing things. That's why the only time when I'm really at home is when I'm doing my studies, and when I'm sleeping and when I'm cooking. But other than that, I usually try to get out of the house. Um, and I like staying active, so I'm really happy for all the activities that I decide to do. And I think it's really important that I'm also social with other people. So I like to I like hanging out with my friends as well. So I like my routine.
Great.
It's busy, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, you enjoy to be busy. I remember in last session, we talked about that one of your problem is to connect with people, right? How do
Mhm.
this routine can help you to socialize with people, to help you your ability to connect with people?
Um, so with my routine, I try to see at least one friend once a week. And for me, that really pushes me to because I try to see them, then it pushes me to do stuff with my friends. And I'm hoping that by doing activities together, I would be able to connect better with them. It's still a work in progress because it's it's a lot easier to see somebody and talk to them and have a surface level relationship than it is to go deeper in and really feel like you guys are connecting together. So we're working on it.
Oh yeah, you mean
Yeah.
working on your ability to connecting with people in a deeper dimension.
Hmm.
Oh, that's great. Okay, let me just take some note. Give me 1 second, please. Oh, okay, thank you for sharing. The next one is the trunk. There will be many questions around this because I think it's a good opportunity to identify your strengths and resources and your uniqueness. First question is, how would you describe yourself? Like honest, curious, friendly?
Um, I think I am friendly and um, I try to be genuine. Um, uh, Adventurous. I would say I'm adventurous and curious, and I try to be kind. Yeah, that's that's
Um,
how.
can you give me some examples of that? The personalities you described?
Um, so I'm friendly and I try to be kind. I think that I try to whenever I meet people, I try to see them in a good light. So I assume that people are good in general, and I usually try I usually trust people when they tell me things. I take their word for it. I'm not very skeptical. Um, and I think I'm very open. I like to try new things. Uh, yeah, those would be the main things I would say.
Yeah, that's really great personalities. You like to perceive new people in a positive way, right?
Hmm.
That's great. And what are your abilities and talents? Like the talents for, um, you said you took ballet courses, maybe the talent for dancing, or for sport, or musical talent.
Um, okay, I don't have any musical talent. I am not very creative. Um, Talent. I think that I'm good at being social. But that it was something that I really pushed myself to improve on and to do. I think that I am able to talk to people, but it's only I think I'm good at talking to people on a surface level. I'm not very good at going deeper in, and there's my issue with connecting. But I am able to socialize on a surface level, because I forced myself to get better at it. I purposely went to put myself in situations where I had to talk to new people and get better at just speaking, I think. Okay, a talent. Let me see.
Yeah, I think that's a talent to be able to talk to people on a even on a basic level. It's a really great, social skills.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a talent.
Oh, I'm very organized. I'm very organized. I'm a little bit OCD. I like things a certain way, so I like to be very organized. I am very on time.
Mm, I like
I have good time management skills.
management skill.
Um, and I'm just very open. I'm very open to everything. So I think that takes some level of skill.
Okay, you're very open-minded. You have really great organized organizational skills and the social skills. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
okay, very open-minded. That's good. And the next question is, what are your abilities and talents?
We just talked about my abilities.
Yeah. What are your interests and aspirations? Like learning to cook and hunting and fishing, having a job.
Um, sorry, you said interest and hobbies, is it?
Yeah, aspirations. Like what inspire you?
Oh, inspirations. Okay. Um, interests. I like to read. I like listening to music. I cannot make music. I am not musically talented, but I like listening to music. I like to read. I like to do physical activities, like jogging and hot yoga. Um, inspiration, I was very enamored by ballet, and that's why I started taking ballet. Um, so that's a new interest.
Yeah,
I don't really like to cook, but I have to cook for myself. um, interest, inspiration.
do you have inspiration to eat?
Yes, I do. I love eating.
Yes.
Yeah, I go out to eat here and there.
Yeah. Wow, that's good.
Um, and I think there are just some people in my life that inspire me. Like my mom, she's very inspirational for me because she works very hard and she is she is naturally she naturally seeks out knowledge,
Mm,
and I'm not that kind of person because she loves learning. For me, I don't love learning, but when I see that she can do that and she's that kind of person and she's just such a good person to me, I feel like I should improve myself. And that's what makes me want to read nonfiction books, because I love reading fiction, but it's hard for me to read nonfiction. But I keep seeing like her telling me to do improve this, improve that, or like she's working on this even though she's so busy. It makes me feel like I should be doing better as well. So I try to.
you mean your
Yeah.
mom is a very active learner. She's always trying to learn something new, even though she's very busy.
Exactly.
And you get motivation from her.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, well, that's great. What are some other people that inspire you too? Maybe any friends?
Um, other people that inspire me.
Yeah. You can take the time to think about it.
Um, I would say my ex-boyfriend, we're still friends now. Even though we broke up, we're still good friends. We're good friends now. And he was always an overthinker, but at the same time, I thought that he thought too much about issues that he couldn't change. But at the same time, he was very good at just being very knowledgeable about the world. And from the time when we were together till now, I learned so much from him. And now that we're still friends, like I can see that, or I try to broaden my own knowledge of the world. I've tried reading the news more and getting a better understanding of the world just because and like planning my own life more because he used to be so he thought about all that stuff so much and I didn't think about it at all, but it really motivated me to start thinking about the future, I guess, for myself, even though we're not together, but we're very good friends.
Oh, great. Okay, you like to read news right now to pay attention to what's happening around us, and so you can plan your things better. That's your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I see your strength that you're very willing to changes. You can learn something from the people around you. That's great.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, and my best friend, my best friend is 5 years older than me, and she's at the point in her life where she's already gone through the experiences that I'm going through now, and she's planning her life differently because I'm still going to school, and I'm just really only thinking about getting a job, finishing school. But my friend, she's already working and she's thinking about saving money to buy a house and she's investing in stuff as well. And after after we talk and I just learned from her that, oh, I should think about investments and I should think about housing as well because the housing market and everything. Yeah, so it's just learning from her that she's at a different stage in her life than me. But it's really interesting knowing about all these things ahead of time.
Yeah, it's good to learn something from the people who are older than you because they are more experienced and maybe they have very more mature or different thoughts.
Mhm.
And then what are the resources you have, like a supportive family, supportive group?
Um, I would say my emotional support would come from my friends, mostly from my friends, because my family are very traditionally Chinese and they are a lot more close-minded with how they see the world. So I can't tell them about everything about myself and my life because they're not very supportive in that way. Um, but they are supportive in the sense that like I live at my aunt's house and she doesn't charge me rent or anything. So they support me I guess financially in that way. Um in terms of stability, I would say. And my mom is supportive because I know that she's always there for me. And I do tell her most of my stuff, not all, because she is also still very traditionally Chinese. And then my friends are the ones that are mainly there for my emotional support.
Oh, it seems like you get the different support from different people. You get emotional support from your friends. You get financial support and some emotional support from your family members.
Mhm.
Good. Okay. Any other resources you have?
For people,
Anything. It can be maybe the counseling session that you did have. Maybe it can be a service at school or in your workplace.
oh, no, my workplace is terrible. There's a lot of stuff happening at my workplace, and we're not gonna get into that, but it's an issue.
Okay.
Um, I would say, uh, the the ballet classes that I'm taking, I'm getting a lot of support there in terms of knowing my body physically. I learned so much about my body from ballet because it's not just teaching me about how to do the poses and the moves for ballet, it's also teaching me about posture and what areas of my muscle groups I'm using and just teaching me how to move, I would say. So I think that's been very supportive in terms of helping me physically and mentally, because it's helping me relieve stress. So yeah, that's a good support.
Mm-hmm. It seems like ballet courses can help you with your physical health and your mental health.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's great. And the next question is about branches of the tree. Can you tell me the top three of your hopes or dreams? It can be long term or short term.
Um, okay. I think my first thing would be I would like to find a job that I enjoy and make decent money. Like I don't need to be rich. I don't need to be excessive. I just need to feel like I can support myself and still have a little bit to spend, like living and still not have to worry about not being able to pay for things.
Yeah, yeah.
So and but then like also like my job. So that's where it's hard. So there's that. That would be my first thing. My second thing is just being happy with who I am.
Mhm.
Being content with who I am. And I think right now I'm working on it. So that's my second thing. And the third is that my family and friends are okay as well.
Mm,
Um
I mean,
yeah, that they're healthy and they're happy. Yeah.
okay. Your three wishes are about your job and the health of your family and a positive mindset for yourself, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we come to the leaves of the tree who are significant to you in a positive way. It can be your friends, family, pets, or heroes.
Who is significant to me in a positive way?
Yeah.
Okay. Um my friends for sure, 100%. Um I would say I have one best friend, really, just one. um and My mom.
Mm,
Yeah, so my mom for sure. And that's about it.
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, already talked about the positive influence of them on you, right? For your friends, your best friend can support you emotionally, and you can learn from them, learn from her, and your mom can also financially and sometimes emotionally support you, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we already discussed that, so we'll go
And
to.
I would say my aunt as well, because my aunt is the one that's like she's letting me live in her house for free. Um, my mom is not really helping me financially, just not because she doesn't want to, but she's in China, so she has enough to deal with our family there, and I do work, so I
Oh,
live on my own money. Yeah,
okay.
but
Thank you
my aunt,
for
yeah.
clarifying. Your mom is always there for you if you need help. So
Hmm.
supporting you financially.
Yeah, she's there if I need help. Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you for clarifying. And next one is the fruits of the tree. What are the impacts that your friends have been passed on to you? It's also, I think we already talked a little bit about that. Your friends, you learn something from your friends. Like you start to pay attention to the news, to organize your things, and you start to think about more long-term goals like saving money, buy a house, and investment, right? Do you
Hmm.
add anything else?
Um, they're there when I need to rant to somebody. When stuff happens in my life, I like to tell them all about it. So they listen very well. They can relate with me because so my best friend, she also has a lot of stuff that happens in her life and then she tells me about it. And we really do relate with each other. We're very similar. So it's just finding somebody that it feels like we're connecting really well. Yeah.
Okay.
At least about our situations and the stuff that's happening.
As I understand, you and your friends usually understand each other and listen very well, and you share the things with each other.
Yeah.
I think it's the last part of the tree, which is the flower and the seed. What do you wish to offer to other people? Like uh, emotionally supporting your friends, something like that.
Yeah. I would say I listen to them. I try to give advice. Well, they ask me for advice sometimes, based on relationships, mostly relationship advice, because I've been in a lot of relationships. Not that all ended well, but I kind of know people. I think I have a lot of experience in terms of dealing with different kinds of people because I've met lots of people and I'm quite social.
Mhm.
So I get asked about um, for advice a lot. And I try to be there as a support if my friends need anything. Like if they need me to drive them somewhere, um, or if they want to do something, I am usually up to do anything. So if they want to do something together, then they ask me to as well. Um, yeah, so I think I give support, I give advice. I think we enjoy each other's company, so they enjoy my company as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sounds like a lot that you can offer to your friend. Okay, looking at the time, we are in the end of this session. Firstly, I really appreciate that you shared your a lot of information with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your trust. And I would like to summarize our today's session, and you can tell me if I made any mistakes. To summarize, we use a life of tree to talk about the elements that shape your past, present, and future, including what you learned from your friends, and your hopes for the future, and many of your strengths, right?
Yes.
And in next sessions, we will dive into one of your main problems. We will also establish goals and strategies based on today's session, the tree of life we did today.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your information. I can send it to I can send the tree of life to your email, so you can visually see. Do you want that?
Yes, yes, that would be great. Thank you so much. I would love to see it. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and I also want to ask you, how do you think about today's session?
It went really well. I think just because you asked me all these questions and I was able to verbalize it to you, it's helped clarify my own situation for myself. And just talking about all this has made me feel like I'm quite thankful for everything, for all the people that's in my life and for all the support that I get. Because I never thought about it until now. Yeah. Thank you.
Good, thank you. If you have any suggestions, you can always feel free to talk to me and we can discuss that.
Okay. Yes, for
Okay.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today. And I'm looking forward to our next session. Goodbye. See you.